What's going on, guys? This is Jesse with Kempler Bees. Today I got a video with two parts for you. First, I'm going to show you a successful beehive relocation from start to finish. You're going to get to see things like how we unscrewed this wood paneling from a roof just to get access to the hive. I'm going to show you my homemade bee vac. You're going to get to see us sucking up bees, cutting out pieces of honeycomb, dropping it into the frames, which we all install inside a box, and how that process goes from start to finish. All these hives, by the way, are relocations, but I'm going to show you one of them. And the second part of the video is going to be a flash forward. We're going to take a peek at that hive 2 months later today and see how it's going. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hope you're ready. Let's go. Okay, here we are. There's the entrance to the hive. Chad on drill duty. Here we go. Top it off. Nice honeycomb.
A giant beehive. Yeah.
Let's find that queen. Yeah, it's really good. This is going to be a good one.
Look at all this yummy honey.
Sending them off. Oh man. Woo. Hard work, hard day. Easy honey. It is, guys, it's all gone.
You know what, just text me when you're on your way.
All right, here we are at the bee yard. We're gonna dump our bees. We got a bunch of framed up honeycomb. Let's see, 6 frames and a bucket of bees. Tape. Yeah.
And they're good to go. Now they will come in and out of their little home.
Okay, so before I give you guys a live action, like in the box look at how this hive's doing, I want to kind of give you a little bit of history. When we first relocated this hive, we put it in the box, we put some sugar water in there, helped them get started, and it was really doing well. It was thriving. It was like high traffic all the time, tons of bees. The queen was in there, so we most likely sucked her up, and she was laying, and there was tons of brood, and it was going really well. What we decided to do was to requeen the hive. In Southern California, whenever you capture a wild hive, there's always that chance that it's Africanized, and actually I would be probably getting stung right now because we used to not be able to stand this close to our hives until we requeened them. So we requeened them, and the first queen, actually, she did come out of her queen cage, but she wasn't accepted. We know this because over time the brood became less and less and less, and eventually all those cells opened up and began getting slammed with nectar and honey. And pretty much there was no brood left. And at the very end, there was just some drone comb. And from what I understand, and maybe you guys can comment on this, is that when a queen is missing or doesn't get accepted, female workers can actually start laying eggs, but they only become drones. So the colony is basically collapsing at that point. And so what we decided to do is to requeen her a second time, or requeen this hive a second time, and in hopes that it would take one last time. So on Monday, 4 days ago, we dropped one of these queen cages in there with a brand new queen. And how this works, I'm going to kind of get a little closer here for you, but you can kind of see in this queen cage, the queen is in here, and there's a little cylinder here, and you can see that it's empty now, but that's because this one has released the queen successfully. So this cylinder is actually jam-packed with kind of like a sugar paste, And what happens is over the course of 3 or 4 days, the queen eats her sugar cube from this side and the workers eat it from that side. And during that 3 or 4 day period, that's enough time for the pheromone of the queen to be accepted and adopted into the new hive. Now, why it didn't work on the first time around, I don't know. All the other ones that we've tried, all these other hives have been successful. And I've seen a huge difference on the aggression and kind of tameness and calmness of the hive. It's been a really nice payoff. So what we're going to do today is we're going to check on that new queen, and we're going to basically get to see kind of how she's doing, if she's nibbled her way out or if she's still stuck in there and needs a little bit more time, and how that's all going. All right, let's go. All right, guys, we're going to go into what we're calling the Alamo hive. We relocated this hive off a main street called Alamo, and so I just wanted you guys to see, before we check on that queen cage, the traffic, it's a little bit slower than the other hives. So I just kind of want to show you guys this. Like, this is our junkyard hive, busy, busy. This is our well hive, busy, busy. And the next one down, you can see, is just barely busy. We're gonna go in there and check it out and see what's going on. Okay, so there's the queen cage. You know what? Look at that. She is still in there. You can see that the sugar cube has barely been touched on her end. So I'm going to take it out and I'm going to see what's going on the other end. But at least that's good. She's had a few days to let that pheromone settle in. These nurse bees are tending to her, feeding her. And I'm going to see how it looks on the other end. We're going to give that a look real quick. Okay. So we got our queen in there, and you can see that from her end, her little sugar cylinder has barely been touched. But on the other end, it's almost all the way eaten through. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to pull that out, switch it around so the workers can do more of the work. I might even dig a little bit out with a key or something just to help them get started, because I think after about 4 days, that's enough time. She should be out and doing her thing by now. So I'll show you that in just a sec. Okay, so we're back here. I flipped that cylinder around, so I don't know if you can see in there, but her side is the empty side now. She's right there. She's actually marked with the color green. So that's this year's color for queens. And I got it all the way down so there's a pinhole in there. And my guess is that in a day or two, she's going to be out doing her thing. We'll check back in a couple days, but basically it's good to see that there's still a bunch of bees all over this, not just drones, nurse bees, foragers. And so our hope is that once she gets back inside there and starts laying eggs, that this hive will be back to thriving again. It's going to be awesome. All right, so as you guys could just see, we put the queen back in with a little pinhole in her sugar cylinder. So hopefully just within a day or two she'll be released and that hive will be back to thriving. That's our hope. It's jam-packed with nectar and honey, and there's a lot of bees in there, so I think they're just missing that factor, the queen right there. And sorry if I'm sweating, it's so hot out here. It's probably 100 degrees out here in Southern California today. So anyway, I think this will end up being our first YouTube video. Many more to come. We've been just really loving the hobby. If you guys have any questions or comments, just leave them with us and we'll get back to you guys, and many more good videos to come. Thanks a lot. Today I got a video that has 2 parts for you. It's going to be
Look at all this yummy honey.
Sending them off.